The ballots are in. Results from special election day in Wisconsin right now on News 3.
Plus, incredible video of police officers being recognized for saving a young toddler found wandering along a busy road.
And later, a young man headed into the military gets to play a very important game. This News 3 exclusive straight ahead.
This is News 3 at 10.
Thanks for joining us tonight. It's special election day in parts of Wisconsin. Voters filling two vacant positions, one in the state assembly and one in the state senate.
Both of these positions were vacated when their incumbents accepted positions inside the governor's administration. So let's get right to the results tonight in Wisconsin's 42nd Assembly District. This is a local race covering parts of Dane, Columbia, Dodge, Marquette, Green Lake, and Fond du Lac counties. The race just called. Republican John Plummer edges Democrat Ann Groves-Lloyd and Independent Gene Rubenstein.
Both Groves-Lloyd and Plummer are from Lodi, and our Rose Schmidt spent the day there today speaking with both campaigns, and she joins us live with the latest. Rose?
That's right. John Plummer's supporters are all here at Fishtails. We've heard a lot of cheers tonight and as the election results have been coming in. Now, Plummer does tell me that he plans to run again for the next election in November, and his opponent in this race, Ann Groves-Lloyd, says she also plans on running in November. Now, we just had just moments ago, we had a chance to speak with Plummer about his win.
A little surreal, yeah, a little bit, obviously happy, but relieved. It's been a grueling 10 weeks, and it's been, slingshot out of the gate, but here we are, so very excited.
For my brothers and sisters in this district, I feel elated that we finally will have representation at the Capitol. The special election shouldn't have had to happen. It should have been part of the spring election cycle. So I'm thrilled the special election happened.
Plummer tells me that when he takes his seat at the Capitol, that some of his top priorities will be fixing Wisconsin's roads, as well as health care and education. Plummer is a Lodi Town Board member, and he serves on the EMS Commission here in Lodi, and he is looking forward to getting started.
Rose Schmidt in Lodi tonight. Rose, thank you.
And voters in northeastern Wisconsin also heading to the polls today, picking someone to fill Wisconsin's first Senate district seat, covering all of Door and Kewaunee counties and parts of Brown, Calumet, Manitowoc, and Outagamie counties. And Caleb Frostman has been declared the winner there. The Democrat edging into the GOP's control in the Senate, now trimming it to 18 to 15. Hundreds of thousands of dollars were actually spent on this race from political and interest groups all around the country. Now, all four candidates, as Rose mentioned, in both the 42nd and the 1st District, are registered to run for the same seats again in November's election. And News 3 will have continuing coverage, reaction, and results on channel3000.com and tomorrow starting on News 3 this morning.
And let's turn it over to weather now. We are looking at more above average temperatures in the days to come. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canolti has our first alert forecast. Hi, Gary.
Hi, Charlotte. The heat will really hit for the weekend. Right now, it's just the humidity and the chances for thunderstorms. There are alert days in the forecast for Saturday and Sunday for hot temperatures in the 90 to 92 degree range for Saturday and Sunday. That'll be flirting with record high temperatures, as well as producing heat index values between about 95 and 102 degrees. And as we check out the severe weather outlook for tonight, the slight risk area has been scaled back to mainly north of, say, Portage, and marginal risk still across the rest of southern Wisconsin. Thunderstorms are starting to develop to our north and west, but you can see some gaps in the line there. So some people may miss out on rain altogether. A few people could get some heavier downpours and maybe some gusty winds and hail and a stronger thunderstorm. But right now, those storms still around the Eau Claire area back into southeastern Minnesota. It'll be a little while before they reach southern Wisconsin. High temperatures today in the upper 70s for the most part. Watertown, Janesville hit the 80-degree mark, as did La Crosse. But current temperatures are in the upper 60s to the lower 70s. But with dew point temperatures in the upper 60s to around 70 degrees, the humidity levels are quite high. And while there is a start for a shower or thunderstorm overnight, look for skies to become mostly sunny for tomorrow. There will be a noticeable drop in humidity, even though the high temperature will still top out at 80 degrees. That's your first alert forecast.
Gary, thank you. The Rock County District Attorney says he will not file charges in a fatal overdose in the town of Beloit. Police believe Corey Sandoval dumped Dustin Grice's body behind Townview Elementary School back in May. Police say Grice likely died of a drug overdose, but might have been saved had someone called for help. Today, the district attorney says there is not enough evidence to charge Sandoval, but police say the case is still open and they are still investigating.
A retired Beloit police officer has been charged with repeated sexual assault of a child. 62-year-old Larry Woods was in Rock County Court for the first time today. Police say a 14-year-old girl's mother reported on Saturday that Woods has been sexually assaulting her daughter. Woods retired from the Beloit Police Department in 2007 and was currently a security guard for the school district and public library.
When a previously trusted member of the public, the city, law enforcement is involved in allegations of this nature, that it does cause a ripple effect in the community.
Police say the FBI might get involved in this case because Woods drove the teen across state lines to have sex. The school district says Woods was not working during summer school, and the library says he has been placed on administrative leave.
A police sergeant in suburban Chicago is being honored for his quick actions in rescuing a young child from a busy roadway, all caught on camera. You see the child there. This happened back on May 10th. Naperville Police Sergeant Anthony Menino stopped his squad car to block a lane of traffic, ran after that small child, and scooped him up. The child was not injured. Police say he lived nearby and he was quickly reunited with his mother. No charges are being sought in the case. The Milwaukee man accused of starting the police chase that led to the death of a police officer is now charged in that case. The 28-year-old facing a dozen charges, including eluding, resulting in death. According to a complaint, he told police he ran because he had a gun in the car and was driving on a revoked license. The 23-year-old officer, Charles Irvine Jr., died in a crash while trying to arrest the man. His partner was driving the squad car and was also injured.
Parents and one former teacher are raising concerns tonight about what's going on at a Madison middle school. A now former teacher has posted a blog claiming a large number of both staff and students are leaving Sherman Middle School in Madison, claiming Principal Kristen Foreman's apathetic approach led to unruly students and overworked teachers.
I want to say I was shocked. I want to say that I was surprised, but from beginning to end, it was all stuff that I had experienced myself or seen myself.
The Madison Metropolitan School District sent out a statement to parents asking for feedback and support. To read the full statement, go to channel3000.com.
Madison's Public Safety Review Committee meets tomorrow, where two Common Council members will be proposing a new ordinance to allow local authorities to cite drone operators for breaking state law. Right now, the city is not allowed to issue citations to drone users who are primarily regulated by the FAA. Alders Shiva Bidar-Siloff and Marcia Rummel want to change that. They will officially propose an ordinance allowing Madison police to cite drone operators. A major employer in Green Bay is investing more than $500 million in a new facility. Green Bay Packaging says it is the first new paper mill in the state in more than 30 years. The company will keep all of its existing 1,100 jobs and add another 200 to that area. The company is hoping to start construction as early as September and looking to complete that facility by 2021.
The Green Bay Packers are unveiling a new exhibit that will take the Lambeau Field experience on the road. Lambeau Field Live includes free activities for fans of all ages, including meet and greets with Packers alumni, a virtual reality experience that simulates being on the field for game day, presentations on Packers history, and more. Its first stop will be at Summerfest in Milwaukee in a few weeks. It will then travel to the Northern Wisconsin State Fair in Chippewa Falls, EAA in Oshkosh, the Wisconsin State Fair in West Allis, and Taste of Madison. Tomorrow, Mineral Point baseball makes history.
It is the first team there since 1974 to go to the state baseball tournament. Amy Reed sat in on their last practice, and she joins us in studio to tell us about one member of the team who couldn't be there. Amy?
Uriah has been playing baseball since he was a kid, and he's started every game for the past 2 years for Mineral Point. So you can imagine how hard it was when, on the year they make it to state, he finds out he's shipping off to basic training on the very same day.
Here we go. Grady, turn 2.
Mineral Point baseball is almost over. The players enjoy one final practice as a team.
Communicate.
But this team, this practice, plays one star short.
Good.
One short because this player is looking at the long haul.
I'm private first class Ottaway.
Private, something he's not used to yet, but something he's been preparing for.
Well, ever since he was a little boy, he would talk about being a sniper and play outside with wearing all his camo.
The military might have always been something on his mind, but state baseball wasn't.
We were 5 and 19, I believe, when we started.
The team hasn't always been winners, so forgive Uriah for not thinking they'd get to state this year. Until last week, sectionals.
Pretty wild, I guess. You know, Uriah, he was kind of bummed out on the ride home while we were all celebrating, kind of. You could tell that he kind of just sat in his seat and it was kind of sad, but because obviously of his circumstances, he wasn't going to be able to play.
State baseball and basic training. 2 commitments, 1 day. But Uriah knew one commitment was bigger.
It was definitely regretting feeling, but after a few days of thinking about it, you know, I signed up for the military, I signed a contract.
Being in the military, you make a lot of sacrifices for the country and the community that you live in. So he understood, but again, he was pretty upset that he wasn't able to go. Just kind of told him, I'm sorry. If there's anything I can do, I'll do it for you.
Sergeant Thies sent a letter asking the Pentagon to make an exception for a boy in a small town.
Yesterday, he found out that he was able to play. He sent it all capital letters. You could tell he was excited.
Yep. Now back to the day before. Team moms ready the signs.
We don't go to state very often, and when you do, the whole town gets behind it.
Can you give me a fry, please?
Inside, Uriah fuels up for the game. He thought he wouldn't play.
That's bull. Come on.
Joking like a 17-year-old would. Excitement.
Very proud of him.
Pride. And a little fear.
Yeah. But I know everything will be okay. It'll all work out, and
Uriah's drill sergeant said, while this doesn't happen all the time, they do make exceptions, especially for a game that has such a big impact on a town.
Boy, gonna be rooting for them tomorrow, huh?
Absolutely.
Only one thing left to do, Uriah. Go win now, all right? Best of luck to him and the team as well. Amy Reed reporting tonight. Great story, Amy. Thank you. And still to come tonight, a high climb. A wild raccoon scales a skyscraper in the Twin Cities. How animal control is hoping to get it down.
And not so good news for some of the most popular SUVs in the country. The results of new crash testing when we come back. Welcome back. The Insurance Institute for Highway Safety is out with a new round of crash tests.
And this time, the Insurance Research Group focused on the safety of passengers riding in mid-sized SUVs. Of the 8 mid-sized SUVs tested, 6 earned either good or acceptable ratings. The 2019 Kia Sorento, the 2018 Volkswagen Atlas, and the GMC Acadia performed the best. The 2018 Toyota Highlander and the 2018 Nissan Pathfinder earned acceptable marks, while the worst performing SUVs were the Ford Explorer and the Jeep Grand Cherokee. A federal judge today has ruled AT&T can move forward with its planned $85 billion acquisition of Time Warner. After a 6-week trial, the District of Columbia judge says the deal does not violate antitrust law and can now proceed.
Some unusual video today out of Arlington, Virginia. A deer managed to find its way into the Crystal City Metro station this morning. The wandering animal was caught on surveillance as it galloped across the platform, jumping onto the tracks. It somehow managed to make it out without hitting the electrified rail or a train. It eventually made it out of the station without getting hurt. And in St. Paul, a raccoon has stranded itself more than 20 stories up on the outside of a skyscraper. It scaled the building this morning and is still stuck there right now. Animal control was called to the scene. They are hoping to lure the raccoon to the roof where they can capture it.
A Florida 5th grader is thanking police officers all around the country, and today he brought 20 dozen donuts to the Madison and McFarland police departments.
Police have to risk their lives every single day when they put on their uniform, so I want to thank them for their sacrifices.
He is 10-year-old Tyler Karach, also known as Donut Boy. He is visiting departments from coast to coast, and so far, he has delivered more than 65,000 donuts to officers in more than 30 states, and his goal is to personally deliver a donut to every one of the 900,000 officers across the country.
He's
nice
got
to
a
have him
really
in town.
cool donut cape as well. Well, Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti is here with a look at our forecast.
Still humid out there. We could see some thunderstorms tonight and then a break in the humidity for a couple of days, but don't get used to it because even more humidity and even higher heat expected for the weekend. High temperatures Saturday and Sunday should be at or above 90 degrees with heat index values in the 95 to 102 degree range. Record high temperature for Saturday is 93 and for Sunday is 95, so we're even within a couple of degrees of those marks. So alert days are in the forecast. Tonight, severe weather outlook from the Storm Prediction Center has a slight risk of severe thunderstorms north of about Portage up into northern portions of Wisconsin, back to the west into parts of Iowa, and a marginal risk across the rest of southern Wisconsin. The storms have been slow to develop, but over the last couple of hours, we've seen storms develop over northwestern Wisconsin and a cluster over northeastern Iowa, but a gap in between. So as this line of storms moves eastward, we expect the line to fill in a little bit, but there will probably be some areas that miss out on rain altogether, and some people that get some brief heavy downpours and maybe some gusty winds and hail and a stronger thunderstorm. But right now, nothing imminent for southern Wisconsin. Probably after midnight seems to be the best time for the line of showers and thunderstorms to come through. Live view from the Edgewater Sky Camp downtown Madison. Pretty quiet out there, but it is very humid. The humidity kept the low temperature this morning up to 65 degrees. That's 10 degrees above normal. High temperature today, 79 degrees, which is about average. But right now, we're at 71 degrees. The air is calm, and look at the humidity, 90% with a dew point temperature of 68 degrees. So it is pretty muggy out there. And until that cold front comes through, we'll see the humidity level stay high for at least a few more hours tonight. Temperatures are in the 60s to lower 70s in the northern part of the state, generally around 70 or a little bit above in southern Wisconsin. The cold front is actually right along this line of showers and thunderstorms, which is developing. But notice the upper level wind still from the west-southwest to the east-northeast. So there's really not much in the way of a cool air push behind there. It looks like just drier conditions, at least for a couple of days. But notice the upper level winds out of the southwest, even back into the Pacific Ocean. So because of that, we're going to see warm temperatures with building heat as we head into the weekend, even though this weak cold front will come through tonight. Take a look at the temperatures. High temperatures today, 80s, upper 70s here to our south, upper 80s, lower to middle 90s across southern Kansas. Current temperatures have fallen off into the upper 50s in northern Minnesota where that cold front has come through and the air has dried out. Elsewhere, temperatures still in the 60s to around 70, but notice the dew point temperatures, upper 60s here, middle 40s in northern Minnesota. That's a big drop in dew points, and we should notice noticeable drop in the humidity levels, especially as we head into tomorrow. So overnight, mostly cloudy and mild. There'll be a period of showers and a few thunderstorms. Low temperature at 60, but tomorrow we're back to mostly sunny skies and a warm but less humid day with a high of 80. On future track, notice a little line of showers and storms coming through. Not everybody will see them, and by morning we clear out with temperatures around 60. Highs tomorrow around 80 with sunny skies. For tomorrow night, partly cloudy skies, low temperatures in the upper 50s. And then on Thursday, look for high temperatures in the lower 80s. But notice the winds out of the south. That will start bringing the humidity back. And as we look at the 7 to 10 day forecast, those temperatures go right back up, especially by the weekend. Mid-80s on Fridays. The warm front comes through with some showers and thunderstorms. No rain expected this weekend. Highs in the lower 90s. Some thunderstorms Monday with a little bit of a break in the heat and humidity for Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Maybe a thunderstorm chance about Thursday, but temperatures staying in the 80s for next week.
All right, Gary. Thank you.
Thanks, Gary. And Waunakee hanging in there tonight against Green Bay Preble, looking for a shot at a state title. Highlights when we return.
Well, both Waunakee and Janesville Craig advancing to the semifinals of the WIAA State Baseball Tournament earlier today. The Warriors playing some very determined baseball tonight, not about to go home without a fight against Green Bay Preble. Start time for this one, 6:35, and we needed almost 3 hours for a winner. Pitchers duel until the 6th. Ben Nordlow goes left. That's an RBI single scoring Will Ross. 1-0 Warriors on the board first, but Green Bay Preble responds, so we needed extra innings. In the 11th, after Will Connor's RBI double, Waunakee taking the lead, and 2 batters later, Nordlow Again, that ball going through the left side. Stefan Jezik scores 3-0 Wanakee. Final out here, Derek Lee gets Dominic Mariucci swinging. Wanakee headed to its first ever state baseball championship game in school history. 3-1 the final score. State title game will be on Thursday at 6 p.m. Now, as for their opponent, it's going to be one of these two teams, Janesville Craig and Arrowhead, getting underway about 15 minutes ago. Going to be a late night for these boys. Right now, Janesville Craig leads 1-0 in the first inning. Well, Eric Thames wasting no time. He's back in the lineup tonight, hitting in the leadoff spot. This is his first appearance since he hurt his thumb on April 24th. Now, he only hit at the top spot in 3 of the 22 games he played earlier in this season. So moving forward, it's going to be a to-be-determined situation. Bottom of the first, though, Travis Shaw will line this one up perfectly down the right field line. Eric Thames scores, and Lorenzo Kane will round the bases, and oh yes, he'll make it. He's safe. The Brewers take the 2-0 lead. Skip ahead a few to the third. Shaw again, right back to the same spot. Another 2 RBI double, this time driving in Christian Yelich and Kane. 4-0 Brewers. Shaw with his 17th double of the season. The Brewers taking game 2 of the series, 4-0 the final. Rubber match tomorrow at 1:10 with Julius Chassin against Mike Montgomery. 57 days and counting until the Packers' first preseason game against the Titans, but a lot of work to be done until then, according to head coach Mike McCarthy. And it all starts now with minicamp underway this week. Clinton Dix among the players present. Now, he did not make an appearance at OTAs, though, to be with his family. His godmother passed away recently. So when asked today about playing catch-up with the other players, well, here's what he said.
I like ketchup a lot. I like it on my hot dogs, my hamburgers, my fries. I really like it a lot on my fries as well. Not much catching up. It's kind of just get on the same page with the guys, and the more reps I get, the more comfortable I'll get, and I'll be fine.
Communication's been tight. It's been good. We're just really focusing on getting these guys the work going out the door for this off-season program.
Finally tonight, check this out. Auburn and Florida, Game 3, winner to Omaha. Check out Judd Ward in the left field. What a dive, what a catch. Not going to let that one hit the ground. But Auburn losing to Florida in extra innings last night. The Gators are heading to the College World Series. We'll be right back.
Good golfing weather tomorrow.
Yeah, the humidity will be down. The temperature should be comfortable. Some thunderstorms coming through tonight, but they'll be gone by tomorrow morning. So look for a high of tomorrow of 80 with sunny skies, 81, pretty nice on Thursday too, but heat and humidity, especially for the weekend with alert days in the forecast, and then thunderstorms might break the heat on Monday, but still staying in the 80s for much of next week.
All right, Gary, thank you very much. And thanks for joining us tonight for News 3 at 10.
Do something good, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.